see that it's not meat that causes a cholesterol problem. A lot of times it's just your family history and who you are.
Do you have healthy cholesterol levels eating all that meat?
Yeah, meat doesn't cause. Remember this. You can kind of see that it's not meat that causes a cholesterol problem. A lot of the times it's just your family history and who you are. So just remember that. That's
And even if you did,
yeah,
blood work.
Yeah, just do the blood work. You got to stay on the blood work and then switch it. As soon as you do the blood work and you find out for the first time there's something wrong, take care of it. Don't sit on it and go, well, I'm okay. Yeah, take care of that stuff. But yeah, I think for me, the way you say it, it's like, oh, I don't eat meat. So everybody out there that doesn't eat meat doesn't have bad cholesterol. And that's so not true.
Right.
That is like the worst thing that you can mentally think that, hey, you're golden, I don't eat meat. That in no world does everybody work that way.
And you won't know if you're taking the right measurements to get yourself checked or finding out what it is and switching it up. Like this one right here. My doctor said it's detrimental to the health eating 5 to 8 meals every 2.5 hours like you. It'll elevate your insulin, glucose, pancreas, stomach enzyme, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
I believe what you say. Can you elaborate?
Well, I don't. I'm not going to argue with your doctor. Your doctors, doctors have very little education when it comes to nutrition. Very little education when a family doctor's. It's amazing on the amount of little nutrition schooling they get to become a doctor. Now, that being said, I'm not going to argue with your doctor. Your doctor is going to give you a point of view of what the common analogy is for anybody and everybody. But the one thing that's only allowed me to continue to do what I do and live the way I do, and the blood work shows it too. The blood work shows that my physical, when we did the testing on your real age compared to your, I guess what they call it, chronological age, is the body's a 38-year-old, which is really kind of cool for a guy in his 50s. So that's a fun thing for me to test my blood and make sure that it's healthy. But again, for me, it's the common sense. So let's just talk common sense. If you feed in the body and your body uses the food, uses it. And so you're, as a person, you stay healthy. You continue to build muscle and density to your body, because that's what it comes down to. It's the density of your body before it deteriorates away. Those are good signs. Those are common sense things. Like, it's like, oh, I'm healthy. Well, the joints are healthy. The body's healthy. The muscularity is healthy. And to stay strong is longevity. So I would just stay with that. It's a tough one for you because I know that maybe you have significant others that go, well, the doctor said this. It's amazing how much doctors find out every 2 years, 3 years, and how much it changes. Also, I don't understand the point about your insulin level. Your insulin level goes up on anything you eat.
Anytime.
This is a confusing thing to me, that in society today, your insulin level should never move. You're eating a meal. Of course it changes. It goes back to normal. You're taking in a meal. You know what happens when you go out and run really, really hard? Your heart goes like, oh my gosh, 160, 170 beats. You know what happens after? It goes back to normal.
What?
Yeah. So I think you guys are getting so wrapped up in, I can't have the insulin level jump up and down. Well, I mean, that's what food does to you. So it's, again, I don't want to teach you guys anything that, if you guys want to fast and not eat food and stay away from carbohydrates, that's your call. For me and how I'm raising my family and how I train my people, I'm in the long game. I know for a fact that food keeps you healthy. Starving the body does not keep it healthy. Let's use doctor as a metaphor for not just the doctor, your family doctor.
Here's the question again for everybody.
Yeah, for everybody to see this and see the situation he's put in now. He's being told by his family doctor or a doctor that this is incorrect to do what he's doing. And so that weighs on you, because this is a guy that you trust, you value, you assume knows and has all the answers. Again, he's human. And it's, again, research as we do. Science is not guaranteed, I guess they would say. That's what the great thing about science is. They continue to learn. But
And his intuition is he believes you.
yeah, here's the simple realization, because like the question before this was, how's your cholesterol? Because you eat a lot of red meat. So that individual assumes that cholesterol comes from meat. You eat red meat, you have high cholesterol. That's the way it works. And again, it doesn't work that way. Some people are vegetarians and they have high cholesterol and they don't eat any meat or protein in that sense, and they still have high cholesterol. So how do you explain that? First and foremost, we're not all equal. We're not all the same. Okay. Our heritage is different. So that being said, and along with this guy here, do the blood work. This is the simplest thing you can do. If your blood work comes back and there's something with your ASTs and stuff like that, it's off and there's something going on where your body's not utilizing the proteins or the foods that it should, then there's something wrong. And we can fix that. But just to have a doctor tell you this is what it is, and then you look at the numbers and the numbers don't support that. And that's the reason why I continue to tell you guys carbohydrates are the biggest friends to me for a lifetime. So I put a video, Mona put a video on my page today, and it talks about how I ate as a kid, 12, 13, 14 years old. And it set me up to win. And I never ran away from that. Even the understanding of how carbohydrates change in your body as you age. Do we all age? Yes, we do. But the one great thing about that is you can see how your body's aging. Some people age faster than others. Like my ultimate goal was to age as slow as possible. That's it. Death is undefeated. But as long as I can continue to do what I'm doing, I slow it down a bit. And so get the blood work done. Let's find out what's going on there. And then if there is numbers, then your doctor has a right to say something like, for you, we can't do this. But just to listen to somebody or read something online and go, hey, you need to do this type of diet over that diet. Try them. Try each diet and see what you got. See what comes back on the blood work. See what's your body is okay with and not okay with. It was interesting. My blood markers were better eating 3 red meat meals a day than when I went down and started doing the 30-day blitz. For me, my body loves red meat and it functions better on red meat, and I recover better on red meat, and my blood markers are better on red meat than they are on fish.
And your mood's better.
And my mood's tenfold better. So there's so many factors. It's not just one thing like the cholesterol thing. The blood markers, there's so many things going on inside of your body that interact with each other. You want to add to that, Jeffrey?
You're not going to know, right? You can't just go off the word of other people. It's really as simple as just getting your blood work done, seeing all your markers, and then making the necessary changes, if any, from there. But it's also talking to the right person. You don't want to talk to somebody that is trying to sell you something, right? So maybe your doctor wants to give them some medication or this and that or blah, blah, blah. It's not hard in 2023 to get things solved and figured out.
Yeah, let's use what we have available to us to make sure that each of us are right, and assume that the other person's nutrition is different. You guys have known me long enough. I hope that you've known that me and Mona diet 2 different ways. And so, again, heritage is, again, a big part of it. What we did when we were kids is a big part of it. And where we are age-wise today is a big part of it. So just keep getting tested, keep getting your checkups. For me, it seems like I wish I did that more as a kid, so I could have saw how much more potential I could have done, or how much harder I could have pushed my body or pulled back. Probably would have had to pull back a lot more when I was a kid. But just to get my markers set, see where the cholesterol is, see where the thyroid's working, where my kidneys and liver are functioning at, where my T level, but mostly where my free level is, those kind of things. It just changes the game. But this is the cool thing for me, is to see and be a father for the first time, because I get to see Titan and what I can do for him as he's growing and getting this done. Because the one thing I know that I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to pull him back and have him do less than what I did, and hopefully have that mindset that you can't out train everybody else. That's a silly concept.